Comprehensive guide on the California Commercial Driver Handbook. Whether you are aiming for a career in trucking or bus operation, passing your written and skills exams is the first major step. Today, we are breaking down the essential rules of the road, safety protocols, and technical knowledge you need to succeed. This handbook is the gold standard for road safety in California, aligned with federal requirements. We will cover everything from the basic license classes to the complex physics of stopping a heavy-duty vehicle. Let's get started on your journey to becoming a professional commercial driver, ensuring you move cargo and passengers with the highest level of care.
First, you need to know if you even require a commercial driver license. In California, you must have a CDL to operate any single vehicle with a gross vehicle weight rating of 26,001 pounds or more. This also applies to combinations of vehicles that meet that weight threshold. Additionally, if you are driving a vehicle designed to carry more than 10 passengers, including the driver, or if you are transporting hazardous materials that require placarding, a standard Class C license won't be enough. Knowing these thresholds is critical for legal compliance and is a common area for exam questions. Be sure to check the specific weight ratings for any vehicle you plan to operate.
The CDL program is divided into three main classes: A, B, and C. A commercial Class A license allows you to drive any legal combination of vehicles. This is the top-tier license for long-haul trucking. Class B covers single vehicles over 26,000 pounds in certain buses. Finally, Class C is for vehicles that don't fit the weight criteria, but carry hazardous materials or 10 or more passengers. It is important to match your license class to the vehicle's capability. For instance, towing a trailer over 10,000 pounds with a high combined weight usually pulls you into Class A territory. Understanding these distinctions ensures you are legally authorized for the job at hand.
Before you get your full CDL, you'll start with a Commercial Learner's Permit, or CLP. To apply, you must be at least 18 years old and already hold a valid California non-commercial Class C driver license. The permit allows you to practice driving on public roads, provided you are accompanied by a full CDL holder with the proper endorsements. Your CLP is valid for up to 180 days and can be renewed once. It's the training phase where you'll master the physical control of the vehicle. Remember, while holding a CLP, there are restrictions on carrying passengers or cargo in tank vehicles until you pass your final skills test.
Age plays a big role in where you can drive. While you can get a CDL at 18, you are restricted to intrastate commerce, meaning you must stay within California's borders. You cannot cross state lines or international borders with your cargo. To engage in interstate commerce, which involves crossing state lines or transporting cargo that originated out of state, federal law requires you to be at least 21 years old. This same 21-year age requirement applies if you want to transport hazardous materials or waste. Make sure your career goals align with these age-based geographical restrictions to avoid legal trouble while you're on the job.
Health is paramount when operating heavy machinery. Every CDL applicant must provide approved medical documentation. You'll need a physical examination from a professional on the National Registry of Certified Medical Examiners. They will issue a medical examination report and a medical examiner's certificate if you are fit for duty. These documents prove that you don't have medical conditions that could impair your ability to drive safely, such as certain vision or hearing issues. You must keep your medical certification up to date. If it expires, your CDL could be downgraded to a non-commercial license. Your employer usually pays for these exams if they are part of your job requirements.
Safety rules are strictly enforced for commercial drivers. The blood alcohol concentration limit, or BAC, is significantly lower for CDL holders than for standard drivers. It is illegal to operate a commercial vehicle with a BAC of 0.04% or higher. If you refuse to undergo chemical testing when requested by an officer, or if you are convicted of driving under the influence, you will lose your CDL for at least 1 year for a first offense. A second offense results in a lifetime disqualification. Remember, Even if you are in your personal vehicle, certain major violations can still lead to the loss of your commercial driving privileges. Safety is a full-time commitment.
Beyond major offenses, serious traffic violations can also impact your license. These include excessive speeding, defined as 15 miles per hour or more above the limit, reckless driving, and following a vehicle too closely. If you commit 2 serious violations in a 3-year period, you'll lose your CDL for at least 60 days. A 3rd violation increases that loss to 120 days. These rules apply specifically to violations while driving a commercial motor vehicle. Always maintain a safe speed and following distance, not only to keep your license, but to protect your life and the lives of others on the highway. Professionalism starts with obeying every traffic law.
Vehicle inspection is your most important daily task. Safety for yourself and other road users depends on it. A defect found during an inspection could save you from a costly breakdown, or, more importantly, a tragic accident. Federal and state laws mandate these inspections. If an inspector finds your vehicle unsafe, they can put it out of service until it is fixed. As the driver, you are ultimately responsible for the vehicle's safe operation, regardless of what a mechanic says. You must check tires, brakes, lights, and connections at every major stop. This routine not only keeps you legal, but ensures that your vehicle is ready to handle the rigors of the road.
When inspecting your tires, look for air pressure, wear, and damage. Front tires must have a tread depth of at least 4/32 of an inch, while other tires need 2/30 seconds. Never use recapped or retreaded tires on the front wheels of a bus. Check your wheels and rims for damage or rust around the nuts, which could indicate they are loose. Missing clamps or spacers are dangerous signs. If you see mismatched tire sizes or use radial and bias ply tires together, you're looking at a serious safety defect. Properly maintained wheels and tires are the foundation of a safe trip, preventing blowouts and maintaining traction in difficult weather conditions.
The steering system is another critical area. You must check for missing nuts, bolts, or cotter keys. Look for bent, loose, or broken parts like the steering column, gearbox, or tie rods. If your vehicle is equipped with power steering, check the hoses, pumps, and fluid levels for any leaks. A steering wheel with more than 10 degrees of play, about 2 inches of movement on a 20-inch wheel, can make the vehicle incredibly difficult to control. During your skills test, you will need to name and point to these components, explaining what you are looking for. A firm, responsive steering system is vital for navigating tight turns and emergencies.
Suspension system defects are extremely dangerous because they keep the axles in place and hold up the vehicle's load. You must look for spring hangers that allow movement from the proper position. Check for missing or broken leaves in any leaf spring. If 1/4 or more are missing, the vehicle is legally out of service. Shifted leaves can hit a tire, leading to a blowout. On your screen, you can see the key components: the main spring, auxiliary spring, and hydraulic shock absorber. Any loose, cracked, or broken frame members are serious issues. A solid suspension ensures the vehicle stays level and stable, especially when you are carrying a full, heavy load.
Many modern commercial vehicles use air suspension systems. When inspecting these, you must look at the frame reinforcement, height control valves, and the bellows. Check for any damage or audible air leaks, which could cause the vehicle to sit unlevel or lose its weight-bearing capability. Ensure the shock absorbers are secure and not leaking fluid. The spacer and anchor plate must also be checked for cracks or loose bolts. A malfunctioning air suspension can negatively impact both the ride quality and the braking efficiency of your rig. It's essential to ensure every bellows is properly inflated and free from punctures or severe wear that could lead to failure.
Moving to the cab, the internal inspection focus is on your controls and gauges. Once you start the engine, watch your oil pressure gauge. It should reach the normal range within seconds. Air pressure should build to governor cutout, usually between 120 to 140 psi. Check your ammeter or voltmeter to ensure the charging circuit is working. Test your windshield wipers, washers, and heater defroster to ensure visibility in all conditions. Finally, check your emergency equipment. You must have a properly charged fire extinguisher, spare electrical fuses, and 3 red reflective triangles. This internal check ensures the driver's environment is safe and functional before you hit the road.
Mastering the manual transmission requires the double clutching technique. To shift up, release the accelerator, push in the clutch, and shift to neutral at the same time. Release the clutch to let the engine and gears slow down, then push the clutch back in and shift to the higher gear. This takes practice to match engine speed to road speed. Shifting down is similar but requires you to rev the engine while in neutral to increase gear speed. Knowing when to shift is based on your engine's RPM range, or road speed. Correct shifting gives you maximum control, especially when navigating curves or preparing for long downgrades.
Safe driving begins with what you can see. Good drivers look at least 12 to 15 seconds ahead. In the city, that's about 1 block. On the open highway, it's about a quarter of a mile. By looking far enough ahead, you can avoid sudden stops or quick lane changes. Don't just stare at the road immediately in front of your bumper. Shift your attention back and forth between near and far objects. Look for traffic merging, turning vehicles, and changes in traffic signals. If you see a green light that has been on for a long time, prepare for it to change. Anticipating traffic flow is the key to smooth driving.
Your mirrors are your eyes to the side and rear. You should check them regularly to stay aware of vehicles in your blind spots. Many large vehicles use both flat and convex mirrors. Flat mirrors provide an accurate view of distance but have a limited field of vision. Convex mirrors, often called fisheye mirrors, show a much wider area but make objects appear smaller and farther away than they actually are. It is crucial to understand this difference in scale. Always adjust your mirrors before your trip begins, ensuring you can see the sides of your vehicle as a reference point. Regular mirror checks are essential during lane changes, turns, and merges.
As we just discussed, the convex mirror is a powerful tool, but requires careful interpretation. On your screen, you can see how the field of vision expands using these curved surfaces. While it eliminates many blind spots, you must remember that a car appearing far away in a convex mirror might actually be right alongside you. Because stopping and turning a large commercial vehicle requires significant space, any error in judging another driver's position can be catastrophic. Use your convex mirrors to spot the presence of vehicles. Then confirm their distance with your flat mirrors whenever possible. Constant scanning between the two provides the safest, most complete picture of your surroundings.
Communication is about letting other drivers know you are there and what you intend to do. Always signal early and continuously throughout a turn or lane change. When you must pull off the road and stop on the shoulder, you have a legal obligation to put out your emergency warning devices within 10 minutes. On a one-way or divided highway, place your triangles at 10 feet, 100 feet, and 200 feet toward approaching traffic. If you are on a 2-lane road, place them behind and ahead of the vehicle. This gives other drivers enough time to recognize a hazard and adjust their speed safely, especially at night or in poor visibility.
Controlling your speed is fundamental to safety. Total stopping distance is the sum of 3 factors: perception distance, reaction distance, and braking distance. At 55 miles per hour on dry pavement, a commercial vehicle will travel over 400 feet before coming to a complete stop. That's longer than an American football field. The faster you drive, the greater the impact power and the longer the braking distance. If you double your speed, the impact is 4 times greater. Heavier vehicles also take more work to stop. By keeping your speed reasonable, you reduce the strain on your brakes and give yourself the space needed to avoid collisions.
Road surfaces significantly affect your traction. On wet roads, you should reduce your speed by about 1/3. On packed snow, cut your speed in half. If the surface is icy, reduce your speed to a crawl. Watch out for black ice, a clear layer that makes the road look wet, but is actually frozen. Hydroplaning can happen at speeds as low as 30 miles per hour if there is standing water. If your tires lose contact with the road, don't hit the brakes. Release the accelerator and push in the clutch to let the wheels turn freely. Regaining traction is your first priority in any skid situation.
Managing space around your vehicle gives you time to react. A good rule for following distance is to keep at least 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle length at speeds below 40 miles per hour. If you're driving faster, add an extra second for safety. For example, a 40-foot truck at highway speeds needs at least 5 seconds of space. If you find yourself being tailgated, do not speed up. Instead, increase your following distance in front to give yourself more room to maneuver gently. This prevents you from having to make sudden stops that could cause the driver behind you to crash into your trailer.
Turns require extra space because of off-tracking. When you turn, the rear wheels follow a shorter path than the front wheels. For a safe right turn, move slowly and keep the rear of your vehicle close to the curb. This prevents other drivers from trying to pass you on the right. If you must swing wide to complete the turn, do it at the end of the maneuver, not at the beginning. Swinging wide to the left before you start the turn is dangerous, as another driver might think you are turning left and try to squeeze by on your right side. This often leads to a right turn squeeze accident.
A professional driver always scans for hazards. A hazard is any road condition or other road user that is a potential danger. For example, a vehicle ahead with brake lights on near an exit could indicate a confused driver who might suddenly cut back into your lane. Seeing hazards early gives you time to plan an escape route. Be alert for move-over laws, which require you to slow down and change lanes when approaching emergency vehicles on the roadside. Work zones, sharp off-ramps, and even objects like cardboard boxes in the road can be significant risks. Having a plan for every potential hazard is the core of defensive driving.
Distracted driving is a major cause of commercial accidents. In California, you are prohibited from using a handheld mobile telephone while driving. This means no manual texting, no holding the phone to your ear, and no reaching for the device in a way that requires you to unfasten your seatbelt. Dialing a phone takes a driver's eyes off the road for an average of nearly 4 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving the length of a football field blindfolded. Your CDL will be disqualified after 2 or more convictions for mobile phone or texting violations. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel.
Night driving is significantly more dangerous because you cannot see hazards as quickly as in daylight. Your headlights only let you see a limited distance ahead. With low beams, you can see about 250 feet. With high beams, it's about 350 to 500 feet. You must adjust your speed so your stopping distance stays within the range of your lights. Combat glare by looking slightly to the right at the road edge markings instead of directly into oncoming headlights. Fatigue is another major risk at night. If you feel sleepy, the only safe cure is to get off the road and rest immediately.
Railroad highway grade crossings are high-risk areas. Every crossing must be approached with the expectation that a train is coming. You must slow down, look, and listen. If you are driving a bus or a vehicle with hazardous materials, you are required to stop between 15 and 50 feet from the nearest rail. Never attempt to race a train to a crossing. They cannot stop quickly, and your vehicle won't stand a chance in a collision. Avoid shifting gears while crossing the tracks to prevent stalling. If your vehicle gets stuck, get everyone out and away from the tracks immediately, and call emergency services with the DOT crossing number.
Combination vehicles require specialized knowledge of physics. You must be aware of the crack the whip effect, where a sudden movement of the tractor causes the rear trailer to swing out or even roll over. This is especially dangerous in doubles and triples. A trailer jackknife, as seen in the diagram, occurs when the trailer wheels lock up and the unit swings sideways. To prevent this, never use the trailer handbrake alone while driving. If you see your trailer start to skid in your mirrors, release the brakes to let the wheels grip the road again. Managing off-tracking and preventing skids are the hallmarks of an expert combination vehicle driver.
Securing your cargo is a legal and safety requirement. Loose cargo can fall and cause fatal accidents, or it can shift and damage your vehicle's handling. You must inspect your cargo and its securing devices within the first 50 miles of your trip and then every 150 miles or 3 hours after. Use blocking and bracing to prevent sliding and ensure you have at least one tie down for every 10 feet of cargo. The working load limit of your securement system must be at least 1/2 times the weight of the cargo. Properly covered and balanced cargo keeps you safe and avoids costly highway damage or spills.
In conclusion, becoming a professional commercial driver in California requires a deep commitment to safety, technical skill, and legal knowledge. By mastering the topics we've covered today, from vehicle inspection to advanced space management, you are well on your way to passing your English exams and your final skills test. Remember to stay vigilant, avoid distractions, and always respect the power of the heavy machinery you operate. Professionalism on the road saves lives and ensures a long, successful career. Good luck with your studies, and we look forward to seeing you out on the highway as an everyday hero and a champion of road safety.